And my dear missus, when she was in the UK, sent me a message. She says, would you like to have that? And I said, yes, please. Because I knew what was inside that box. I knew it was a little dial gauge. In fact, it says it on the front. And it's a very useful little tool. The dial gauges are great because you can use them for checking deflection and saw blades and stuff like that. It's not just engineering. You can use it in the wood shop as well. And that's what I'm going to use it for. Well, when I opened it up, there was two dial gauges. There was this one, and then there was this one, smaller one, which is actually the one that came out of this box because a little space in it fits into, you see. There's also a clamp in there as well, or part of it, it's not all there actually, for mounting the dial gauge. Now, the dial gauge is a really useful little tool. It really is. And it has this plunger on the end here, and you mount your clamp onto this little round part of the shaft there, and near wherever you want to measure the travel, yeah, and you can measure the travel. Now, the thing about these things, they don't generally wear. Not unless they've been, obviously overused. I suppose it would wear then, but it's not that kind of tool, is it? You know, it's not like tyres on a car. So, if there's anything wrong with these, it's generally something really simple. In this case, just like this case, it was seized solid. But I've managed to free it up very, very easily, which I'm going to show you how I've done that. I'm also going to lube it up as well. But this one is currently, it doesn't plunge at all. It doesn't move. So I imagine it's exactly the same problem. You see, the lubrication used to use these would be some sort of mineral oil. And the problem with that is it could congeal and go all thick and sludgy and just seize everything up inside. And that's probably what's happened in there. So we're going to pull that one apart under the microscope, all right? And let's just see what's going on with that one. This one I seem to have freed up. So what we'll do is we'll put it under the microscope and just give it a good old lube. Not overdo it because, you'll just end up gunking everything up again. So I need to make sure I get the jewels, and that's the main part there. Little tiny little jewels in there. There's one there. There's one on the opposite side. There's one there. And there's one down there. Now, I'm not going to go in there with a cotton bud or something stupid because then you'll just end up putting crap absolutely everywhere. Oh my god, my lens is dirty. I can see dirt on my lens. Oh dear. This there. So, I've mixed some lube up in here. I say mix some lubrication up. That's actually just machine oil. And I've got a tiny amount on the on those jewels. Now, if I was to remove all this, take all this out, behind there's a whole lot of cogs, and I'm not a watchmaker, okay, or watch fixer-upper. So I don't want to end up causing more problems. At the end of the day, it's working now, so it's pointless taking it apart. I'm just going to make sure that all these little bits and pieces like that one there, has all got a little tiny bit of little dribble of oil on it. So let's check in there. Oh yeah. Excuse my hands, the workers' hands, these are like proper man's hands. I'll just use a little brush on that bit. Tiny little bit. Because you've got a little rack and pinion here, and that's what operates the mechanism. Just there, just a little tiny amount on there, not too much. Now, I could obviously take it all apart and be very ginger, put it all back together again, but my hands will not ready, they're not the same as they used to be, if that makes any sense. I drop things, especially since I've got fibromyalgia and I had the operation for call it carpal tunnel syndrome. There. There's a series of cogs. Provide all those little cogs are moving freely. So watch what happens here. We've got the spring on the top, and there'll be a spring underneath as well. So you've got the two bridges, which is the top brass bridge there, and there'll be a bottom brass bridge there, which then goes to the hands on the front. So you can't obviously take all that out without removing the hands, and it risks hard enough with that one. I don't want to break it. Just lubricate. It's moving quite freely now. It was even better now. Now, how I actually lubricated this, freed it up. I just used brake cleaner. Crazy it sounds, that's all I used was brake cleaner. I'll get that cog. you've got a main drive cock just in there. And if there's don't want any delay, that's good. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Should we take the other one apart? I think we should. But we'll do this first. I'm just going to just a little bit of lube then there to there to there. A little bit on that back plate there. And then we're going to put the back plate back on. Which is this one here. I'll take my hands at the moment. I'm doing gardening as well, and I keep bashing myself with flipping hammers. Sanded my knuckle the other day as well. That went very nice. Oh dear. Be a carpenter, they said. Be a manusier, they said. Cabinet maker, they said. Bash your hands with a hammer constantly, they said. They didn't say that, but they might as well have done. Okay. So we can just get that started in that hole. Just got to start, it should be right. There you go. Don't screw it all the way down, just get it started before we do the next one. Otherwise the holes might not line up. This camera hasn't got a very fast frame rate, so this little microscope goes really close, you know, if you want to. Now the next little dial gauge we're going to take apart, just so I can hopefully I can prove to you how I did it and that it works, because it applies to lots of gadgets like this that might suffer with gumming up inside. There's no seals on this, so moisture gets in there as well. All the components are, well, brass, apart from the main case and stuff, and the shaft looks like it's stainless. Obviously it'd be rusty, wouldn't it? These are hard screws to get back in the holes without cross-threading them, especially my hands. Get in there. If these were magnetic screwdrivers, that'd be easier, but they're not. Put it within the camera, keep banging the camera. So that last one, don't want to go in. Get in there, you. Backwards. Gets into the hole. Why isn't that going in? Oh, it's going in. There you go. It's going in now. Yay. Go on, look at that lens on that camera. I'm going to take it apart and give that a good clean. I'm assuming it's on the lens and not actually inside the elements. Don't over tighten. There's no need whatsoever. Now they're mild steel screws, they are. They're machine screws, so I'm going to put a little bit of oil on them to make sure of it. A little bit of protection. Right, now I don't know if the bezel, because the bezel comes, turns around, sorry, and as the needle goes round, you can set, calibrate or set 0 to the where the needle's pressing, yeah. Then you can lock off on the side here. So it's a nice little thing, it really is, and it works, you know. So it's locked off now. We'll turn it right. So I'm quite pleased that works, obviously. I'm just going to use a little bit of brass on the plastic glass. Take some of those scratches off. Brasso is basically brass cleaner or silver cleaner, whatever one you want to use. Pretty much the same stuff. It's just a really, really fine abrasive. Like a teacup, but finer. There you go. I can remember using a teacup, whatever. Lose a teacup, but 1200 wet and dry. Get rid of the orange peel after my dad sprayed the car. That's fair, isn't it? That's lovely. So it's still sticking a little bit. That last little bit, say when the spring gets weaker. Yeah, the last little bit, still sticking a little bit. Just put it onto 0 at that point. I might even take it off and do it again, but they're going to probably actually free up now. Just that last little bit is a problem. That's better. Okay, what we'll do is we'll put that one to one side and grab this other one just here. I'll try and speed up a bit now. So I think you got the gist of it, haven't you? So what we've got is this little batty dial gauge. It's slightly different measurement. This is 001, whereas this is 002 millimetre. So we're in metric. Metric was that inch? Can't tell. That one's definitely metric. What's on the box? Oh no, this is imperial. This one is. Yeah, this is imperial. This one's imperial. So this little one here is imperial, and that one's in metric. So be very careful. We don't want all springs flying out, do we? So I'm just going to place that in my magnetic dish. Do the same with this one. Now the thing about brake cleaner, right? I also have brake cleaner. Using brake cleaner. Don't use brake cleaner. Well, brake cleaner is basically alcohol, and it just evaporates. Now, this one's got a very fine spring. Look at that, a tiny, tiny hair-like spring in there. Isn't that cool? But unfortunately, this one doesn't even go plunge at all. It doesn't move. I don't know if it's actually I think it's stuck in. Now, this is the plunger, right? That little pin here attaches to the main drive cog at the bottom here. It's like a cam arrangement of a cog. See, it's like a little rack on a cam. Then that'll go to a pinion gear, which currently isn't actually moving at all. Now, hopefully this works. Like I say, can't guarantee anything. If it doesn't, I'll have to soak it for a bit. And I'm going to use a bit of this brake cleaner. Crazy it sounds, but it works. Doesn't leave any residue. Very careful. Very ginger. If it frees it should all of a sudden pop. Oh, I don't know. This one might be well seized. Oh dear. See what I did last time? I actually poked the other one as well, just to give it a little kickstart. This is tiny. What can I poke it with? That's really tiny. Tiny end. That's a really small end. Oh, maybe. Right. Okay, I don't really want to do this. Got to be really careful because that spring. That plunger, that needs a little bit extra help. You got that spring hard. Supposed to push that back, but it's not. Oh, that's really seized. Be really careful. It's brass components. You don't want to go in there too heavy. You've got the cam gear just there. It's just tiny little cam gear just there. Can you see that? No, it's bigger on the screen. I thought we'd be using the screen, don't I, instead of my eyes. Crikey, that is really bad. This one's very, very gummed up. Now we have two screws there, but I've got a really fine spring on there. And I know in my hands, I'm not going to get that back on. You know, it's tiny. Again, there's a cocktail to give you an idea how small it is. How fragile it is as well, actually. There's no way I'm going to be able to get that back on there. I'm not a watchmaker. Now we have the cog arrangement there. So there's cog, which is like a cam there. No, that one's a cam. That one. Careful, Marcus. That one's just a cog. That one's a cam. So that one there will drive that one there. Then we've got a series of little jewels there. Now, that bridge arrangement here, this brass bridge, I could remove that, but then I've got to remove everything else, and I'm a bit worried I won't make it back together again. Because my hands aren't what they used to. I used to do model making years ago. I still do, actually, to a degree. Now, you see this one here? That plunge is sticking out. And you can see how far it goes in by where it's worn. This one here is stuck in. Yeah? Then you have this little screw-on piece here. Screws in the end. So maybe it's the plunger that's seized. Okay. You can't go yanking that, you know, like a mad thing. I think this one might be a bit gone. You have to ask yourself, where is the value? Yeah, if I was going to send this off to be fixed, it would end up costing me more than what it's worth. But that's definitely seized, isn't it? There's a stop in here as well, just there. So that is at full travel in at the moment. And that one there is the pin. Now I find this a bit unusual. Why is that stuck on the in position unless it's broken? The reason why I say that is that if it's gummed up and been left in the box, that shaft is going to be out, isn't it? That's going to be out, not in. And currently it's on the in. So is that one past its best? Is it going to be relegated? Nothing seems to want to move. You force it, you just break up. Hang on here. It's the shaft. It's not the cogs. It's definitely the shaft. The reason why I say that is there's a gap behind there, isn't there? So if it was the mechanism, hit the spring again. If it was the mechanism, that would be up against there somewhere, or that would just be locked solid, and this would be able to move backwards and forwards. So it's definitely the God, what can I do? Currently, it isn't pushing up against any cogs at all, so I could squeeze it. Oh God, yeah, right. Right, I have got a little voice here. Is that a bit crazy or what? This might be an absolutely stupid thing to do, but let's put it onto another camera. This camera, which is too close at the minute. It's got to go up a bit. It's not going to focus here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a way of squeezing it. So let's put something in there that can't be better. Well, that's post-it notes. I'll do it. You don't scratch it. So let's open up. Will it open up enough? Oh, might not. Oh, it does. Got quite ferocious jaws on there. Right, so very gently. I lost my mind. I think I might have lost my marbles. Or my mind. Let's bring that camera a bit higher. So it goes in focus. Why isn't it focusing? It sort of does. Might need to move that light, turn that light off. Okay. Actually, I'll put the light back on again. Oh dear, make your mind up. Lower the brightness a little bit. How's that? That's better, isn't it? A little bit light, but not too much. Right, so we have this little thing here in the vise. Oh, that moved. That moved. Right. Oh, that's good. So that moved just enough. So it's gone in a bit further. Now can I pull it out? Dial moved as well, so that's a good sign. Oh, let's see, I've got bezel on this one as well. That's quite stiff. Right, so now I need trying to. Right, now it's moved. Let's put back on under the other camera. Blimey, these things are sent to try me, they are. There you go. So that has moved in a bit. So it's the shaft. So is there any way of dismantling the shaft? So that might... Oh. You'll stay my nails. Oh, so blooming what? Now, I moved it in. Can you see all the crud come off there? That is like verdigris or something on there. That's why it's solid, isn't it? All that crud in there. So what I could probably do, if I can't do it in this video, because the video's now, how long was it? It's currently 21 minutes long. I didn't need to take the bag off. I did actually understand what's going on. Let's try it again. In there as well. So this stuff evaporates away, so it doesn't leave anything. God. Blimey, he's going to stay in it. How the hell am I going to make that move? Without breaking it. When you've got hands like mine, years of abuse, as you can probably tell by the scar tissue. I moved the camera, haven't I? Actually, no, what have I done? How'd that happen? So we managed to squeeze it up, and you can see all that crud underneath there. Blimey. This is when I should think, maybe it'd be a good idea to edit this video. See, the thing is, if I can pull that out, I can't get anything in there because that spring is just, where are you? That spring's just too vulnerable. So that plunger there, I need to put pressure in the opposite direction now. I don't want to damage it, do I? Oh, that was good. Did you see that? It moved. Yes, moved. Oh, did it again? It moved. Blimey. Obviously, it's not supposed to be that tight. Let's bring it up. Oh, good, good. There we go. God. Is there a way I can remove them? There is. Oh, see that pin there? That thing there is stopping it from coming out. It's not a screw though. I don't think it's a screw. Oh, it's freeing up. Crikey. Brute force and bloody ignorance. Now, what do I keep pressing? I keep pressing wrong buttons. No. What keeps happening there? That's weird. There you go, back in again. I keep banging something. I don't actually know what I'm banging. Oh, hang on. Ah, that's loads better. What I can do is keep moving it backwards and forwards, and eventually, yeah, it's getting freer and freer and freer. Oh, that's good news. The spring is obviously not strong enough to push that back yet. Oh, yeah, it's getting there. Feel that. That spring is literally just there. That funny little bit of wire, that is the spring that pushes the plunger back. Now, the thing about these things is you don't generally use them for. Well, I'm not using them for measuring. I'm just going to use them just to see the amount of travel. So I'm not trying to get an accurate measurement. It's just to see how much the travel is. It's one of them not test rigs. 1,500,000 plungers. Not quite there yet, is it? It's getting better. Oh, crikey. Ah, it's done that. It's freed it. So we know what we need to do now is lubricate it. Look at that. So just for a little bit of. Let's go right back on it. Let's put this on 0. Just check that going. It's actually going all the way back. Each time in the same place. Perfect, look at that. This one looks good. This one looks lovely. This is lovely. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of lubrication in there. I'll use my lubed up cocktail stick, which is. We'll put a few drops of oil on this side, and then I'll put a little bit more over there. So get you back on the camera there. In the area there. You can buy these things quite cheap, like from China and places, but I can't imagine they're being very good. This thing looks like it's been built to last. It's only the oil. It's the oil that I've used, and I think a bit of oxidisation between the shaft and the cylinder. Maybe a bit more. Let's remove that screw actually, because that was a bit corroded. There you go. So I'll just put a bit around that thread. There's no dust or crap in there. Oh, I'm happy with that. Let's put the cover back on. They certainly knew how to make these things, didn't they? Just had crap oil. Oh, might be in the wrong place. I am. I missed the hole. It's basically what happened if I went down the side of the hole instead of actually into the hole. So let's just line up a bit better this time. Not very easy. Need some shorter screwdrivers as well. There we go. That's one part way in. Double check everything is as it should be. Oh, look at that. How lovely is that? Oh, getting all excited now. Clean the glass on that one a little bit as well. A bit of brasso. And I think all's good. Put back in its box. Yeah, I'm using a leather buffer here. Yeah, it's called the finger. As you can see, over the years, I've really taken care of my body. I'll take that lens. Alright. Okay, that one, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I've got the little box here. It belongs in. We've got the mounting clamp thing here. That clamps around that little shaft that goes in there basically. Tying up, I'm supposed to clamp it. It should actually be a screw inside this as well, which is missing. I'm sure I can come up with a better arrangement than that. So we've got a little box. We've got our first. It's got a little presentation box, isn't it? There should be something else in there. That's going to rat in the back. I'm sure there should be something else in there. I'll take that clamp back there because that's just going to cause problems. But there should be another, like a cloth thing in the back there, which is missing. Then that goes in there. It's very old. And then that goes in there like so. But obviously the back's missing. Anyway, we'll keep it in there anyway. So that one's working. So I'm happy with that. And we also got the other one here as well working. Oh, that feels nice as well. This one's the metric one and the other one's imperial. Oh, yeah, it's looking good now. Excellent. The thing is, you see, you don't want to just chuck things away because, oh, it ain't working. Generally speaking, especially these old things like this, which are very well made, they're repairable, you know? And that one, yeah, crap like that. It's lovely. I can play with it now. And I can see if I've got any deflection on my saw blades. So, yeah, that is the Batty dial gauge, the metric one and the little imperial one. And this weird clamp thing which looks a bit crap. So I think I'm going to make something better than that. And we'll see what the next steps are going to be regarding our dial gauges and deflection. Yeah, of a table saw. Anyway, have you got a little dial gauge and do you use one? Or do you think I'm mad as that? What are you bored with that for? Let's get a new blade. What if your arbours out true? Anyway, it's time for me to go. It's like toodaloo now, but please, boop the old like button and maybe subscribe to the channel. What's that doing all the way up there? That's silly. But like, I didn't expect it to be there. There. Let's put it back down here. Anyway, toodaloo.